Now, as I stated in some of my earlier videos about the psychological warfare and the mental slavery, this particular Google answer describes it in detail. There's always a campaign of discrimination and a way to belittle and humiliate black people at all times, either directly or nonchalantly. I remember when my son was in the hospital and I asked the lady, are there any vending machines or something right on the floor close by to where I'm at so I can maybe get a snack? And the nurse responded to me and told me, well, there's vending machines down to your right if you have money to buy something out of one of them. So that is like a little nonchalant way to say, oh, you and your black ass probably don't have any money and I'm not giving you nothing for free. And this happened years ago. This happened about 4 years ago when my son was in the hospital. But I still remember it because it was such an insult and a humiliating thing for her to say to me in front of not only me, but another nurse and some other people that was in the room at the time when I was there attending to my son with his medical situation. But this situation here will explain to you how during the time when black people couldn't ride on the front of the bus and how the drivers carried guns and had the authority of a police officer to shoot you or do whatever during that time. This shows you the attitude that was going on back then and how it has carried through to today's generations to have a nurse, a Caucasian nurse, speak like that to me in the hospital like I'm destitute without a dime in my pocket. Why would I ask her where's a vending machine at if I didn't have any money? But they had to find some way to humiliate me because I'm black. Right? And that's the fun they have, making my life uncomfortable and every black person's life uncomfortable. So I just let the public know of what we deal with every day and why we walk around not so outgoing and not so trusting of anybody because of the attitudes displayed from certain people in certain communities other than ours. Now here's the Google response that I want to play for you so you don't think I'm mixing this up or making this up because nobody trusts the black guy, right?
During the Jim Crow era, Black people were forced to sit in the back of the bus. This policy enforced segregation and humiliating procedures. Bus drivers, who often carried firearms, had authority to act as police.
You heard that yourself, not from me, but from a Google search. So it's not something that I'm making up and, oh, I can't believe that, and your face turns red. No, no. It's from Google. So you go complain to them about something you don't believe is true. Please like, share, subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe to the video. Thanks for listening. This stuff has to be told, man. So if that type of attitude and that type of enforcement and technique was going on then, and I'm in the hospital and people are talking to me like that, what is really going on? How do people feel about us? How do they feel about black people? And if you're black, how are you getting treated? How are your black counterparts, your neighbors, the people you work with and their families getting treated? Think about that for a minute, and then you know why people walk around on edge all the time. Have a good day.